Good morning. Time to make the coffee. Today's flavor is chocolate raspberry. It's not the one from Aldi's, it's another one, and it's not as good, but it'll do. I just add an extra little bit of raspberry syrup to it, and it's just fine. So it's only in the 30s this morning, very cold, but it's supposed to go up into the 40s. And then we're supposed to get rain, and then that's going to turn to snow, so a wintry mix. So I'm going to be staying home, I think. I don't know. I may go out and see my mom today, but I don't know. I'm not going shopping. I'm not doing any of that. So I'll either be hanging out here or at my mom's house. So I did get my TV. I was happy about that. My grandson had to go to a different store in order to pick it up, but it was very nice of him to do that. So I'm glad I got the TV, but that makes a bunch of work more for me now because now I have to get the armoire out. And I don't know what to do with it. Nobody wants those. They're outdated. I don't know. I'm thinking about putting it on OfferUp or Marketplace, and I'll just give it away for free. Now, it's a 3-piece unit, but I'm only getting rid of the center unit. The other two are a little smaller, and they don't come out quite as far into the room. And I have a lot of things in there that I like. They're displayed, so I'm keeping those two side cabinets, but I'm getting rid of the middle cabinet. I hate to throw it out because it's solid red oak, but, well, I don't know, have to wait and see what I do with it. But it's certainly easier buying things than it is sometimes getting rid of them. So let's give the coffee a try. Cheers. Very tasty. I think adding that little splash of raspberry syrup along with my chocolate caramel creamer, it works out just fine. So I'm going to continue cleaning up because I've got about a month now to get my house in order because I'm hosting Christmas Eve here, which I'm looking forward to. So I want the house to be in nice shape. I was going to wait until after the holidays to get a new TV, but I figure, you're not going to do better than Black Friday, so that's when I decided, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and get it. And I am not a crowd shopper. I haven't done that in years where I go out on Black Friday and try to get all the sales. I bought the TV online, so we did have to pick it up, but you don't have to deal with all the crowds if you do it that way. But I don't know. I don't know how they did this year. Last few years it hasn't been that great, but hey, they created the problem, so, let them deal with it. But I don't know. I think if, it used to be supply and demand, but that's not working so much anymore. If you hear my little buddy grumbling in the background, it's because he wants to go OUT, and he was just OUT. So I'm going to wind this up, and then I'll meet you at the budget book. All right, I'll be back. Okay, back at the budget book. Well, yesterday I didn't spend any money. My grandson went and picked up the TV that I bought on Friday. So I did get my TV after much ado. So, but Yeah, my budget has been blown this month. I mean, I did go shopping after, what was it, 7.5 weeks, 8 weeks of not shopping. So I did all that this month. I bought the TV. I bought a couple Christmas presents. My other grandson had a birthday. Oh, what else? I stocked up on a few things for the prepper stash. Not much because, oh boy, we have a lot of dogs on this street. I live on a cul-de-sac. You would think it would be perfectly quiet, but there's constantly people. We live at the end of the development, so there's constantly people walking around our circle and headed back. It's like their turnaround. And then they're constantly walking their dogs around the circle. So there's always a lot of barking going on here. Oh, and then the mailbox, of course, is in front of our house too. So then you've got the mail person dropping off mail. You've got people coming to pick up their mail. It's, for a quiet community, it's a very busy street. Oh, and then let's not forget my neighbor that is constantly going in and out of the driveway, in and out of their car. It's just constant. So my dogs bark a lot. But anyway, getting back to my budget. Yeah, it's been a very, very expensive month. I had the repairman here. He did a few things for me, and then of course the exterminator, that happened. Yeah, so, and it's not really a good time to have a lot of things, a lot of expenses, because this time of the year, as you all know, it's the holidays, so that's always an added expense, even if you try and keep it, keep it on the cheap. But so anyway, hopefully December will be a little better. I know I have to, spend some money on the holiday, on Christmas, which I will do, but I am keeping it on the low side. It's not, I don't have carte blanche to go ahead and just buy anything willy-nilly. So anyway, that is my budget situation, and I'm hoping 2024 is it won't be less expensive in as far as groceries and, buying things, but hopefully I won't have so many repairs. The biggest repair now that I'm looking in the future towards is my furnace and my air conditioner. Now my air conditioner, I can live without that if I have to, but usually it's always a deal. If you buy them separate, they cost more. So that and windows, I do need new windows because like my front window was, several of my windows I can't see out of. So those will need to be repaired, not repaired, but replaced. So 2024 is going to be an expensive year as well, but maybe I can keep it a little less expensive than this year. But we'll see, these things happen when they happen. But we'll get through this. We will get through this. Hopefully sooner rather than later. All right. Well, I'll be back. I'd like to have a little chat. And I don't know what I'm cooking today. I still have a little soup. So maybe it'll just be a simple soup and sandwich. Toasted cheese. That sounds good. All right. I'll be back. 101 Ways to Simplify Your Life by Candy Paul. Day number 22. Don't think only about your own affairs, but be interested in others too, and what they are doing. Philippians 2:4.
4. When you concentrate on one thing at a time, you give your best self to your endeavors. This holds true in your relationships as well as in your work. Honor other people as spiritual beings who are beloved by God. Enjoy being with them. Be fully present and fully attentive, aware of how precious and unique each person is. Choosing to pay attention simplifies your conversational priorities. Instead of thinking about what you want to say, focus on the other person. This will free you to really listen to what that person is saying. Undivided attention means an undistracted mind, and it helps you keep your heart open and compassionate. The next time you are conversing with other people, give them your full attention. Listen closely to what they have to say.
Well, good morning. It's still early, and I thought I would have a little coffee chat with you this morning. And I've been thinking a lot about, but first, coffee. Cheers. I've been thinking a lot about things that change your life and wanting to change your life, and how difficult it can be sometimes to do that. And then I started thinking about everything that you buy, everything that you get rid of, makes a change in your life. Now that may not sound like a lot, but for instance, I bought this new TV, and it created a whole bunch of other things that I have to do in order to have this TV. I mean, I could just stick it in the room somewhere, but I have to now get rid of my armoire because it was too small. All it held was a small TV. It was fine in the days when you had the square TVs and you could see a whole picture instead of just, the band on the TV. So it created that issue. So that means then I need to have something else to go under the TV. Well, I do. I have that. I have it up in the bedroom, so I don't need to buy anything else. So I need to switch things around, which means I have to empty the one cabinet that I want to bring down. And I have to empty the armoire, of course, and take it to the garage. I mean, it's a whole bunch of steps. It's not just, okay, now I'm doing this. And it's pretty much the same thing with everything. So from now on, whenever I buy something, I'm going to ask myself, even if it's a tchotchke, I'm going to ask myself, how is this going to change my life? Is it going to be easy to get rid of if I no longer need it? Is it going to be difficult to get rid of? How am I going to get rid of it? What am I going to do with it? Where am I going to put it? Is there something else that I will get rid of in order to have this new thing? And I think, for me anyway, that's going to be a big deterrent in as far as buying something new. Now, with, the downsizing and the life changes, the last 10 years, I've had a lot of changes in my life, a lot. I got divorced for a second time, got back together with my ex-husband for actually about 7 years. Then we split up again, same issues, a lot of times that happens. He wasn't a bad guy, I wasn't a bad person either. We just weren't compatible, let's put it that way. In some things we were, but in other things, not so much. And of course, that changes your financial situation. So then you have to deal with, how am I going to now pay my bills. I mean, he didn't support me or anything. We kept our money separate, but still, living with somebody else that at least pays part of the bills is much cheaper than living solo. So I didn't want to sell my house. I mean, I had my house way before I met him. He had nothing to do with the house. He moved into my house. And he paid the bills, I paid the taxes and things like that. So, but of course, that was a big life change. So after we got divorced, I got my 3 dogs. I had a little dog and a cat at the time that we were together. And they were already getting older, and my little dog was getting sicker and sicker. She was diabetic, and for 4 years, I had to give her insulin shots. So the thought of just me being alone here in the house with no other living entity just didn't appeal to me. So I've always loved dogs and cats and animals, period. So I made the decision, and when he left, I got the 3 puppies, and eventually my little dog passed away, and it made the transition a little bit easier because it wasn't just a very empty space. But anyway, it definitely changed my life, having these 3 guys, and I love them dearly. I really, really do. But they make a lot of work for me. And when you're younger, sometimes you don't realize that, hey, I'm going to get older. Am I going to be able to take care of this or take care of that? So I think that's one of the main reasons why we have to make choices, especially as we get older, about what kind of a lifestyle we want. And it's not always easy saying, okay, I'm going to change my life right now if you have other beings that rely on you, whether that's a spouse or a child or an animal, because, I mean, there's no way I'm going to say, oh, I don't want to take care of these guys anymore, so I'm going to get rid of them. That's just not the kind of person that I am. And I wouldn't even think about it. So, but sometimes changing your life isn't easy. It's not an easy thing to do. And a lot of people have other addictions, and they have even bigger problems. I mean, some of what I talk about is kind of small potatoes compared to some of the problems that other people have. But if you start a new habit, or you start a new hobby, or you get a new dog or a new cat or a new partner, really think about how it's going to impact your life down the road. Now, that's not saying you should live for the future. You should live in the moment. But you also have to take into consideration how it's going to impact you down the road. Are you going to be able to maintain your relationship? Do you have enough in common with your partner that you'll be able to stay together? Your pets, if you're an older person and you have a very high energy dog, are you going to be able to go walk that dog all the time? Or, I'm very fortunate. My dogs are very low key. They're kind of lazy. Sometimes I have to really coax them to go outside. It's like, no, I don't want to do that. So they're very low energy dogs. But if I had a high energy dog, I don't know. I don't think I could take care of it the way I should. So it's just something I've been thinking a lot about. I don't know if you don't think about these things when you're younger, you just do it. But for short-term things, okay, fine. But for some things, they're they're commitments that last for years. I mean, even my house plants, I've had them for years, and as they die off, I don't buy new ones. But, you know, some of them, it's like, oh, I don't feel like watering these guys today. But I have to, you know, so it all takes up your time. I guess what I'm trying to say is you get older, your time becomes more precious because you know that, you know, 3/4 of it is in the rear view mirror, and none of us know what's ahead, but you just have a different perspective on time as you get older. And I don't even know if younger people can relate to that, but I just wanted to put it out there. Change isn't always easy, so any decision that you make, anything that you buy, try and think about down the road. You know, you may enjoy it for now, but down the road, are you going to enjoy it? Is it going to be difficult to get rid of? Am I going to be able to keep it clean? There's just, I think those are good questions to ask yourself before you go ahead and purchase something. So anyway, that's my take on the new TV. It's caused me more work. I'm glad that I got it, but now I have to do a lot of rearranging and getting rid of more things, and I will do it, but it's not going to be easy. So, all right, well, I will be back later and see what the day brings. Well, here is this morning's brunch. A piece of sourdough bread from Aldi's toasted, some vegetarian luncheon meat, and some cucumber. And this is the cream cheese that I always mix with ranch dressing. Very yummy. I have here some sriracha salt from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to put a little bit on the cucumbers. It's really tasty. It's not a real strong sriracha flavor, but it adds just a little bit to the cucumbers. And then I'm going to put a little pepper on there, and that's going to be my brunch for today. So today was a cozy pajama day. I have my fireplace on. Even though it's on my TV, I'm amazed at how much ambiance that gives and warmth that gives to a room. Well, it doesn't really have any heat coming out, but I just love hearing and looking at a fire. So I'm just having my afternoon tea. And yes, today was a pajama day. Didn't go anywhere, didn't buy anything, used up what I had for my meals, and just lived a quiet and simple day. So I'm really liking this simplicity and simplifying my life. Now there's still some things that are complicated that I have to deal with, such as stuff that needs to go out. But I'm taking my time because I have more time than money. Hopefully, I have more time. So I was thinking about if your house needs repairs, try and do everything that you can to get those repairs done, and don't stick everything on the back burner, because then what happens is it just builds up, and then before you know it, your house is falling apart around your ears. So I try and find the least expensive way to fix anything. Sometimes it's DIY, sometimes it's a family member helping me out, sometimes I have to hire somebody and I have to shop around. But you know, I see some people that are on a frugal lifestyle that just don't fix much of anything. And you're actually losing money in that respect because, you know, the value of your home or your property just keeps going down and down. So, and even in as far as fixing up your living quarters, making it warm and cozy and a place where you actually want to come home to, get yourself some really cheap paint. Home Depot sometimes, I've even seen it at Mark's where they sell paint. Mark's had a whole bunch of beige paint marked down. This was a while back. And even if it's not like your favorite color, sometimes you can add other colors to it if you know anything about the color wheel. If you don't, enlist a friend that might have a little knowledge about that, and a few drops of this and a few drops of that, and you have yourself a custom color. But taking care of your things, you know, keeping them clean, and if you have a couch that's dilapidated and looks terrible, go to the thrift store and see if you can't find a nice cover for it. You can use like quilts, you can use fleece blankets, anything like that, and see what you can find. So making your home a pleasant place to live in and a pleasant place to come home to, I think, is very important, and it doesn't have to be real expensive. You can do it on the cheap. You can go on free sell or something, or offer up, where people give away furniture. Like I would like to give away my armoire, and you can, again, find cheap paint, paint it up, and put a rod in it, and make yourself a clothing storage place. So there's lots of things you can do if you use your imagination to make your living space pleasant. So, all right, I'm going to finish up my afternoon tea. And that's pretty much all I have for you today, my friends. So I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you. And I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. It helps my channel grow. Don't forget to share. Thanks for watching.